My name is Tyler Imig, formerly of 1st Special Forces Group and the Army Marksmanship Unit. Today we are here in northwest Montana to do some testing of Liberty Ammunition's Overwatch 9mm rounds. They are pretty interesting to me because they are significantly faster and lighter than the average FMJs or duty loads or defense loads that you would find on the market, while achieving a much higher terminal foot-pounds of energy. So I bought some and bringing it out to the range, and we're going to see what it can do. Today we'll be doing a comparison between Liberty's Overwatch 9mm ammunition and a good representative of a 115 grain 9mm FMJ. This one in particular is from Ammo Inc. and it is running at 1200 feet per second and 115 grains. So not all 9mm ammunition is created equal on the market these days. There is quite a different array, and I think I have probably the most opposite two you could choose. And really it comes down to choosing the right ammunition for the job. With this full metal jacket, it is 115 grains going on 1200 feet per second, and yes, it's going to poke a hole in a lot of different things, but it's going to probably keep going depending on the density of that target. The last thing you want in a domestic protection situation is to engage a target and have your round continue beyond it, especially in a panic scenario. So what is advantageous about the Liberty Overwatch ammo is within a very short distance inside the target, the terminal effects are completely expended, and the target is going to eat all of that energy, and you're not going to get hardly any overpenetration. Liberty Ammunition's Overwatch line has a unique projectile geometry with an extremely deep center cavity beyond any kind of hollow point you've ever seen before. And this allows this projectile to expend all of its terminal energy inside its intended target without any kind of risk of collateral damage beyond it, which far outperforms standard defense rounds or full metal jackets that are its peers today. In order to measure the velocity of these rounds today, we're going to use this device that is a small portable radar that allows me to track the velocity and velocity decay for up to 100 meters away from the muzzle, or where the bullet enters the array of radar. So this Liberty Ammo 9mm Overwatch we're going to shoot today has been quoted on the box at 1720 feet per second muzzle velocity. But we're going to get some actual data today on a few different 9mm pistols so that you know what your gun will likely do. So today's test gun is a Glock 34, all stock parts except for the sights. And here we have the Ammo Inc. 115 grain. The box says 1200 feet per second. The average was 1138 feet per second with a standard deviation of almost 36. So next up for velocity testing is the Liberty Overwatch 9mm. It is 72 grains at 1720 feet per second on the box. This is a Gen 3 Glock 34. You have to come look at this. The average velocity was 1750, which is faster than the box. In fact, the highest was 1818. I've never seen 9mm that does this before. Same Liberty Overwatch 9mm. Glock 19 this time. Holy shit, dude. Average is 1643 feet per second. And what's even more impressive is the standard deviation is only 12.7. That's something you would see out of a precision rifle round. Glock 43, Liberty Overwatch ammo. Oh my God. There is almost no discernible velocity difference between the Glock 19 and the little tiny Glock 43. The average being 1637 out of a very short barrel. After reading the box stated velocity, I immediately decided to bring out a pistol caliber carbine with a slightly longer barrel than all the pistols we had. I wanted to see exactly how much velocity we could get out of it. With the combination between this extremely quick 9mm ammo plus a longer barrel and a more controllable platform, this could prove to be a whole new capability for law enforcement or even the homeowner. Well, that's impressive. Average velocity is 1967, nearly 2,000 feet per second out of a 9mm, 8-inch barrel. Highest was 2,022 feet per second, and the standard deviation was 40.6. All right, what we've got here is a half a rack of beef ribs and a pork butt all tied together in order to simulate a chunk of meat. Couldn't get our hands on a cadaver, so we've got ribs and connective tissue in the front and a good combination of fat and different lobes of meat in the back in order to demonstrate the difference between Full Metal Jacket and the Liberty Overwatch. That is an entry wound right here through the ribs with this Liberty Overwatch 9mm. Yeah, and the pork butt just completely exited the scene. Yeah, we need to talk about this. So these are the beef ribs that we had in front of the pork butt. That is the entry wound. I'm not sure I've ever seen an entry wound like that. Maybe an exit, but not an entry. The round continued through the pork butt. Pork butt got launched from the platform. So after looking at it, the round entered right about here, and it exploded it into basically a spatchcocked pork butt. Next we have a watermelon that we're going to shoot with the Full Metal Jacket 115 grain projectile, and then we were going to shoot it with the Liberty Overwatch 9mm. So we picked up the carnage that was left out here and brought it up here. What I'm seeing is what looks to be an explosion inside this watermelon. So much that the watermelon flesh turned into like jelly. I've never seen anything like this. So to wrap this all up, I want to discuss the weight of these rounds as you're going to carry them. So we're going to compare the Full Metal Jacket 115 grain and the 72 grain Liberty Ammo Overwatch as the loaded cartridge. So this comes up as 9.52 grams, which as a 15 round magazine, or 15 rounds of that, is 142.8 grams. The Full Metal Jacket is 11.6 grains, or grams rather, and that turns out to be 174 grams for 15 rounds total. So if you were to compare 15 rounds of each, the difference is about 1.1 ounces. My big takeaway from this testing that we've conducted here is that I am going to switch out every bit of my 9mm ammo in my personal setups to this stuff, to the Liberty Overwatch 9mm. Unless I have to be in some place where there's dangerous game, where you need hard cast lead projectiles, every bit of my 9mm is going to be Liberty Overwatch. The proprietary design of this projectile is far beyond any other hollow point I've ever seen. And it allows a near full expending of all of the terminal energy within just a few inches of making contact with the target, which is so efficient to disrupt your enemy or your target or whatever you're shooting without letting all of that remaining kinetic energy move past your target or through domestic residence walls or any other kind of barrier. So for me, the gun that I would keep by my bedside would 100% be the Liberty Overwatch ammo, because if I have children and other loved ones inside my house spread around, I need to know that my round is not going to go either through an adversary and then into someone's bedroom, or if I miss, go through several bedrooms. That's just not something I want to participate in. So having a projectile that performs like this is perfect for a domestic, residential, personal protection type scenario. Another thing that was very noteworthy to me was the combination of this extremely fast Liberty Overwatch 9mm plus a pistol caliber carbine. You're adding approximately 250 feet per second to the box, the ammunition box stated muzzle velocity. So you're getting near rifle velocities out of a 9mm coming from a pistol caliber carbine. So the combination of a pistol caliber carbine and traditional 9mm ammo is just a PCC plus 9mm ammo. It's just two pieces being put together. The combination of a PCC and the Liberty Overwatch ammo is a whole new capability that can be wielded by law enforcement, military, somebody protecting their family. It's well over and above anything I've ever seen before for something in this form factor. For those of you who don't live and eat and breathe ballistics and terminal ballistics and all the sorts of things we've been doing today, I think it should be said that what you saw the Liberty Overwatch ammo do is very extraordinary and not normal. Typically, a full metal jacket will do what it was demonstrated. It penetrates, it goes through, may or may not stay on axis, and it'll keep going. A typical defense round will penetrate, move several inches into the target before it even begins to expand, and start dumping terminal energy. But the Liberty Overwatch ammo starts dumping large amounts of kinetic energy immediately upon touching the outside of its target. That's why you saw such a large entry wound on the ribs and the watermelon. So that's not normal at all. The deep cavity in the nose of this bullet allows it to do that. If you carry a gun for a living, or you intend on using a gun to protect yourself or your family, I highly recommend using the Liberty Overwatch ammo or anything in the Liberty lineup, whether it's 9mm, 45, 40, or anything else they provide. If you like the content we've provided today and the testing environment we have, we plan on doing more of the Liberty Overwatch ammunition lineup with 10mm, 45, 357, 40 cal. So if you like those and you want to see them, definitely make sure to like and subscribe to this channel.